Sports Coverage presents Speed World.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. It is round 2 of the IMSA Vintage Championship. We are live here at Sonoma Raceway at California, USA. For the second round of this championship, the Audis and the Nissans are back, packed with a lot more drivers here this evening. And what we have for you here today, a 30-minute race as opposed to the 60-minute races we've had last weekend out. So it should bring a lot more of a closer race that we have out here for today. But we look live onto the scene here. A beautiful sunny day here at Sonoma Sears Point Raceway. What we've got back for you guys here is we of course have the leaderboard that was highly requested from everyone, but we also have the scrolling timers at the top there for everyone. But we do have a couple new drivers out here for today, so hopefully you are excited for this one. Partab saying, "Where are the grid girls?" Sadly, we could not afford them. Let's go trackside. Let's look at these cars and go around this circuit here. And of course, we have the Audi 90 GTO for the GTO class. Of course, cannot forget about the prototypes. This is the Nissan GTP ZXT. We'll be expecting a couple more drivers to enter into the fray here as we got 7 minutes left of open practice. But welcome here to Sonoma. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the stream if you're already liking it already. 30 minutes of racing coming up for you guys. And with Road America being a lot of a bigger circuit, a lot of straights for these cars to stretch their legs, well, this time around, the cornering is going to be the name of the game around here. So the Audis are definitely going to struggle around here, but interesting to note that we might have a lot more Audis this time once again than the Nissans. However, I'm not too sure if this time around is going to be smooth sailing for those Audis. The Nissans are going to be prowling down as the infield of this circuit is going to be playing very crucial. That's going to be the downfall of the Audis. For those Audis, the Nissans are going to be just checking audio levels, making sure we are all good to go for this event here today. But we have Krogsgaard here on track. Did not have the perfect of races last time out, but he's back looking stronger than ever, and as you can tell, currently topping the timing sheets with a 1:24.489. We go on board with him as he goes through the downhill section on this lap here. We see Danny Nasser also entering into the session just 4/10 down on his time here. They hear the gearbox absolutely getting destroyed on the straights. Hopefully he has a couple of replacements. That yellow line on the outside, might I mention, very strict on track limits. Couple more drivers entering in. That's Andrew Rupnarayan, who's just entered into the session. And there you see beautiful sounds of these cars. 6/10 down is Krogsgaard through the second sector. Entering into the hairpin. Tight and then accelerating right out. We're going to watch him across the line. Not looking like a valid time for him. We did see him track extend, but we are just under 5 minutes away from qualifying. 8-minute qualifying session. As I say this, the Formula One circus is at Miami. So, well, different states here. We are in California for now, but hopefully we can have a great qualifying and a great race like we saw with the sprint early on. No spoilers here. If you are looking forward to the race and have not seen it or qualifying, but we'll be for sure to give you guys an exciting one this evening. 4 minutes to go here in this practice session. I was the Adam on the back straight. No drivers on a flyer at the moment in the prototypes. But oh, as we see Adam there just drifting. Part-tab saying he's got one eye on F1 quality, one eye on CMRSC. Make sure to not spoil the events that go down there. The commentators do also want to enjoy that event when he gets time. As well as a couple of these drivers who are probably going to be focusing on the task at hand here today. But there we see last week's race winner who's sitting in the pits right now, Andy Rees, our debut race winner. And what a race he had last week out, taking on Mike Van Doren. Saw Van Doren sign up, but unfortunately not seeing him at the moment. Possibly could be seeing him before this event gets started. We also will be seeing the likes of the Viking duo of Valhalla, Klaus Klint and Dylan Moranti. Can't wait to see them on track. As there we see Tej in his debut race, practicing his pit stops. Making sure everything is set on that Audi before he goes racing. Ooh, probably picked the wrong box through there. Let him do his thing. Ooh, Danny Nasir just finding himself running off the racing surface. So, of course, both of these points are combined, of course, and with Andy leading the championship, can we see the Nissans pounce back 2 rounds after this one to go? Next up, we go to Mosport in Bowmanville, Canada. Can't wait to go back there. And then we have the finale at Riverside, the very fast circuit. But a lot of these drivers who have used their Audis in the previous run will be unable to use them for the final 2 rounds. I'm talking, who do we see who has used both cars? Danny Nasir, who has used the Nissan twice, will be using the Audi for the remainder of the last 2 rounds of this championship. Should be it. I think Adam, who had disconnectivity issues in the last round as he goes very deep, almost hitting the concrete barrier. This is the second time using the Nissan, so he is going to have to use the Audis for the remainder of this championship. There we see Audi of Andy Rees trying to go back-to-back here today to go 40 points up on his championship standings. Oh, Andy going just off the surface there. I think somebody behind him catching up. Yep, I think that's Danny Nasir just about. And behind them, custom livery Andrew Rupnarayan. He is rocking in the Air Jordan Audi. But the checkered flag is out for these drivers. Practice is now complete. It is Krogsgaard who tops the timing sheets, followed by Andy Rees And Tej, little boy. Oh, Danny Nasir. Off the track through the hairpin section, gets right back on it. Finishing up his practice time. We'll see Andy around. Oh, as he comes around into the pits, actually. Danny Nasir, he's on the lap. As well as Root Narayan. Is he entering pits? No, he's squaring up for the final corner. Going around through it and onto the front straight. And you see Danny Nasir as well coming across the line. And Root Narayan just drifting it through turn 1. Turn 1 and 2 are going to be very tricky uphill sections of the track. Very, very difficult. Parts can really catch your car going out. Could be some fiascos go around for the first couple turns. And that is practice complete. And taking a look at those standings there, it's Krogsgaard on top with a 24.489, followed by Andy Rees, a 25.493, so just about a second off there. Tej in P3 with a 127.957. Danny Nasir with a 29.189. So those are all the timings so far. We do still have a couple drivers not able to get into the session there. As we look at the drivers here, as they're all in pit lane. Packed crowd here at Sonoma for this Sears Point Raceway Grand Prix. I think we are just 5 seconds away from the green light, and I think we should get qualifying underway. Qualifying has begun here. Timer is up, and as we see all the drivers come out of the pits here. See some Audis there on track. And don't see any of the GTPs there. They're all sitting in pit lane. There we see Danny Nasir all coming out onto the track. But let's go now, trackside. Let's watch the drivers go around the circuit, as Tej is the first driver out on track. Let's get down to business. Tej in his debut race. I know Partab is going to be keeping a close eye as he has mentored Tej to get ready for some races. So we're going to see if it has worked out for him. He's been practicing all week long, this and last week, and he felt like he was ready this time around. Moranti now entering into the session as well. And we're going to watch and see how he does here as he comes around turn 1, straighten up that car, but oh, the back end gets very, very loose. He goes wide out of 1. As it now goes to the uphill section, 150 kilometers, climbing down to 100 kilometers, right back onto the throttle. The thing with the Audi, there's just so much grip around here. Goes a little bit wide there, so still feeling out the track. Tires are cold, of course. Probably could, like, throw this lap away, keep it as a preparation lap, as he gets these tires warmed up and tries to go for another one. And flies past us through there and into the double right-hander of turn 7, A and B. Don't go over that yellow line. That could be a cut track. Of course, the stewards are very, very strict this time around. Klaus also entering into the session. 9 drivers in here. As we watch Tej now through turn 9, the fast left-hand sweeper, then 10, hard on the brakes, and then quickly back onto the throttle. Using all the exit curbs, square the final corner up straight, that braking around the hairpin. Race to the line. We're going to find out this lap time that all the drivers are going to have to be chasing. It's going to be a 1 minute 28.585, and Mads takes that time and puts it down 4 seconds faster. It's a 24.468. Krogsgaard is fastest. We're also watching Danny Nasir as he comes around the hairpin. Not too sure if this is going to be a valid lap time for him or if this is going to be his out lap. We're going to find out as he comes around turn 12 over the start-finish line. No, it's going to be a valid time, so it's a 29.3. Hits the wall. Keeps going strong, though. Probably going to be pulling over. Yes, he does. Andy Rees now as he goes around T1. Last week's race winner. We watch him now. Climbs up the hill very, very clean. Goes downhill section now through the right-hander. Back on the throttle. Does he lift or brake through this section? A little bit of a lift. Now you hear the gears just, wow, really abusing that gearbox. But of course, no penalty for switching it out. So the driver's doing everything to get the utmost out of their cars here, stressing out the engines. They can turn that engine limiter up, but it will damage it in the long run. Could be helpful, though. Currently, though, it's Audi, Nissan for the top 3. But we're watching Andy now as he's looking very fast. Driver's eye. He has Andrew Rupnarayan in front of him. Needs to get out the way unless Andrew is on a lap, of course, to which he can stay on it. Both of them go deep. As they both race into the final corner. Look at that. And that is going to compromise both of their lap times. So Andy's not going to have a valid time that time around. Oh, as Moranti off the track. Trying to get the car rotated. And back through, losing the back end there. There we see another one of the Nissans there, and Adam. 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go in qualifying. Through T7. Oh, a little bit of a fishtail onto the rear end. 8 of you guys watching the stream, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on course to 600 subscribers. It would be in love if you hit that subscribe button. There you see Adam go. As he comes on to the hairpin section. Driver's eye. Watch him a little bit wide there on corner exit. He races to the line. That P5, he has not had a time laid down. He puts it down. Now, unfortunately, it also is not going to count. A lot of drivers, only 4, have set a valid one. Danny Nasir's off. Tej off the track. Krugs, who has improved this time, is a 24.249 now. And Danny Nasir, who's also now a second and 8/10 up on his personal. A minute 20 to go. Andy now putting his time up to P2. It's a 24.5 now. It's Audi top 3. Andy on the front row with his teammate. Tej in P3. Danny Nasir, more improvements through the second sector. 9/10 up. Danny racing to the line. Can he improve that P4? Yes, he can. It's a 28.1. Goes up to third. So Danny Nasir taking down Tej down a notch. Danny Nasir up to third. Danny, of course, finishing P3 last week. There we see Klaus on track there. 40 seconds left to go. If he cannot get on a valid time, he'll be starting at the back of the grid. Moranti, 30 seconds left. He can get to the line in time. As long as he does not crash the car. Here he goes deep. And I might have just hit him up with a bit of commentator's curse. Losing the car. He has to keep going. There's only 20 seconds left. He has a lot of damage. But if he wants to qualify, those tires are hot, and he's just drifting the car around, trying to survive. He needs to get across the line. 10 seconds to go. Moranti limping that car. So much damage, but he needs to put in a time or else he'll be starting at the back with his teammate. Checkered flag is out. Tej is in the pits. His time is done. We'll look at Andy Rees. Andy could not improve, so he is in the pits as well. Danny Nasir and Andrew Rupnarai next to come across the line. Danny Nasir around the hairpin. Danny Nasir around turn 12. We're going to find out what time he puts down. Can he go up into the front row? A 28.1 to beat. He stays with a 28.1. It's a 28.2 for him. Rupnarai cannot improve either on his time. Anna Adam there as he goes around turn 7. Krogsgaard is also on a lap there. There you see him playing around, and he cannot improve, takes it to the pits. Morantian looks like both Valhalla drivers unable to improve their times. They set themselves into the pits. Adam, all eyes are on him. P5 in the Nissan. Can he take down Danny Nasir, who's in P3, who's the fastest Nissan on track? Adam around the final corner, through the hairpin, turn 12 to go. It's completely flat out, so no skill required for him as he races to the lines at 29.2. As he goes over the line, no improvement. Rupnarai, last driver, I see him here. Racing fast here. And that, he's not going to be able to put in a lap time. And that is your qualifying complete. A very, very fun qualifying it was. But that is it. We all come down to this. All right, welcome everybody.
There you are.
30-minute race coming up. We're gonna do a rolling start, and then of course we have our mandatory pit stops, tire changes, and yeah. So anytime in this race, come in to change those tires.
And how much?
And no safety cars, right?
No safety cars.
I would suggest that if anybody gets into any bumps and stuff, just hang in because the numbers are low. So you're gonna, you know, if you hang in long enough, you're probably gonna do a podium. Because that's what happened to me last week. Then I was down in the back, and then there was some bumps and scratches and here and there, and I just hang in until the end, and I ended up on the podium. So that'd be my suggestion. You know, if you bump and you think you're in the back and you have no hope, hang in. Trust me.
It's just
Dylan,
one
how
lap.
much fuel did you put in the car?
60 liters. It's just one race, right? No.
Just one. Yeah, just one race and one lap around formation. Okay, so I gotta go great. 2 by 2.
That should be fine. My first laps were 5 minutes ago.
Dylan, was this 45 liters?
60.
60?
Yeah.
For the entire race, Klaus, 60 liters for the entire race if you're driving an IMSA. That's what I'm driving.
Okay.
A little bit less, but just to be on the safe side, I put 60 for the entire race.
Because my fuel calculator said 44 liters. I just put 60 in, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can always pit for fuel if you have to. Can't wait to watch Max Verstappen qualify on pole.
Hey, come on, man! Don't spoil it. I didn't watch it yet.
No spoilers. Shush.
It hasn't finished yet. I'm saying I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, good.
So just 30 seconds left before we get on to the grid. So we get onto the rolling start. So remember, you guys don't have to stay 2 by 2, but memorize who's beside you, who's behind you, because you're going to be lining up just before we get to the hairpin. So that little straight, we're going to go 2 by 2. And then we'll go 2 by 2 around the hairpin. So the lights are on. Remember, don't going racing 100 kilometers max for the rolling start.
Oh, who jumped? Someone did a whoopsies.
Did we get somebody jumping the start?
Yeah, I watched someone roll.
Andrew, you just jumped the start.
And
Brakes.
yeah. All right, I'll restart it for you. No worries.
Restart?
Yeah, we'll restart it. So as
Okay.
soon as I hit this restart button, do not click drive yet. Make sure your strategy, your setup is all good to go. Sometimes that happens to reset. So I'm going to be restarting now. So remember, before you hit drive, just check that. Sometimes your pit stop strategies that you set are going to be completely reset. So make sure that's all good.
Hey, Klaus, you might be right. Now that I reset, the fuel looks like I'm putting way too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's looking different now. Yeah. For what are we averaging? Maybe 20, 22, 23 laps, maybe. So that might be about 50 liters. So that might be about 50 liters, maybe, not 60. Yeah, but a 10-10, I that's not gonna make that big of a difference, I think.
Yeah.
I'll do 55. I'll get a happy medium going.
Yeah.
So as all the drivers are on the grid, awaiting for the start of this one. A minute and 10 seconds before we get the rolling start underway.
Pit stop got reset. I hope you guys resetting that.
You can also use your D-pad on your wheel or your arrow keys on your keyboard to make sure that's all set as well.
Petition for one more restart to watch the last 2 minutes of qualifying?
No.
Hey, no.
I tried.
Hey, shut up, stop speaking.
No F1 talk. So we look at the qualifying results there on the screen. There you see Krogsgaard on pole.
I'm in the Nissan. Where's my remote? I'll put this on pause.
So we see Krogsgaard on pole, followed by Andy Rees, and it's Danny Nasir. Then it's Tej, Adam, Andrew, Dylan, Klaus. I think I also saw
the fact that the windshield wiper is a blind spot.
Wilczark and Huck there at the back of the grid.
No jump start. Remember, there's no need to speed. We just roll behind
remember,
the car.
don't jump. Yeah, do not jump start.
No hop.
And drivers are underway. So yeah, if you want to go single file, you can to warm up your tires, but remember who is around you to line up.
Hey. No, weave. Cautious of your surroundings.
Yeah, don't run into anybody in the formation lap. Hey guys, don't run into anybody.
I don't care if you guys leave, but just careful of your surroundings. It's gonna hit before turn 1.
Now, let me also give you guys a warning. These tires get cold like ice quickly. So be careful on the rolling start. It's a tricky track.
Try. So you said NASCAR layout around here.
Real life, they use this exact layout.
Yeah, not for NASCAR.
So, as all the drivers come around for this formation lap here.
So are these cars like the same speed, or is like one faster than the other?
Audi is faster on a straight.
Okay.
A lot faster.
Interesting.
But I think the Nissan is a bit easier to go into the corner with.
Yeah.
I think
There's
this Audi
Klaus.
was so much understeer.
Klaus, describing the difference between the two cars. The Audis are a lot more quicker on the straights, but produce a lot of understeer. The GTPs are pretty quick on the straights, yes, but not as fast as the Audis. It's all cornering. Oh, Mads! Almost losing it out.
Crash in the outlap.
Come on, Andy. This is what these cars do.
Oops.
All right, at this point, guys, let's start double
Andy,
file
on,
to double file.
quickly.
Start double filing. 2 by
Andy, pull up
2,
a double
2
file
by
that says
2,
Mads.
2 by 2. And you're waiting for my command. As soon as I give the command to go racing, that is when overtaking is allowed. Remember, even if you get taken out from the start, that first corner is going to be tricky. If you do get unlucky, keep in it. A lot of stuff can happen throughout this race. We saw that last week out. All right, get ready. 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, double up, double up. Here we go as all the drivers come around to the final corner through the kink. Let's sound it off. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Let's go racing. Here we go, and we're underway here. Great start there from the two Audis. One of them going a little bit deep up there as they go up the hill. One of them going wide, two of them going wide. Four cars, count them all, 4, almost 5. That's what we saw, and one of them is your championship leader. Andy off the track, including Adam, Lil Boy. There we see Klaus, Andy as well, who's now in the back. But now Mads is in the lead, followed by Danny Nasir, but Moranti is giving him trouble. Chaotic start. We did warn them that turn 1 is going to be a fiasco, and oh boy, did it happen. And another car off. Mike is off the track. Through the downhill left-hander. Oh my god, almost contact there. Tej sneaking a spot up there to P6.
Come on, Dylan.
Oh, and Dylan! Contact! They let each other through. Meanwhile, there you see one of the Audis going right through.
We got broken wing now. I can't control the car.
Wilczak is up in the P2. Little bit of damage for Danny Nasir. Positions changing side by side. Rup Narayan and Andy Rees. That's your championship leader there on the inside there. Side by side through the hairpin. Turn 11. And driver's eye there as we see a lot of understeer. That's what we're talking about. Mike losing out the back end, but we complete lap 1. 9-second difference for Krogsgaard there. But there we see Moranti has not had enough. Still trying to fight it through into the braking zone. Almost making contact with them as they continue to climb up the hill. Andy Rees and Adam. Trouble for them as well. Adam is off the track. We look at Danny Nasir, who is defending now. Trying to look at the rear. There it is. The rear of Danny Nasir's green and yellow Porsche, Porsche, Nissan, and as Moranti running off the track. I'm getting a mix-up with words. A lot of the drivers are getting mixed up off the track. What is going on? Oh, sliding the car. Drift style. Can he save it off the wall? Just about. Get the car fired up and get it back going there, Dylan. A long race to go. Don't put the power down too early. Gets it right back on the track. Gonna be some dirt on his tires. There you see his teammate just arriving to the scene. Andy Rees now catching up to Tej. Tej doing a great job in his first race here, defending off against the championship leader. Klausing, be careful to Dylan. Dylan is off the track. Can he get it rotated? No, he's out. Not much practice for Dylan there. Dylan's had enough early on in this race, and he is our first retirement in this one. Tej losing the position to Andy Rees. Now Andy, championship leader, up in the 4th position. His next one is his championship rival, Danny Nasir. Danny up the road. This is going to be a good fight between them. Danny Nasir with the upper ground. But look at the power of the Audi as it goes around the outside and gets the move. Like the sitting duck the Nissan is. That's the power of the Audi. Wow. What a move around the outside. Gets it done, and Danny down to 4th. The top three, all a part of the same team here. Andy, Masu Racing. That top three, as we see positions being battled between Adam and Andrew. Look at them, door-to-door action. We're going to see the Audi. It's going to be pouncing back on him. Oh, a little bit onto the grass. Down onto the back straight. Klaus in the background there, trying to survive. Keeping this race alive for Valhalla. 24-6, fastest lap for Mads. Through the tricky infield section, Andrew goes a little deep. Keeps it going, using all the curbs, every part of the racetrack. As he does that, there you see... Oh, it's actually, no, he's going to enter the pits, interestingly. So Roop Narayan is going to take an early pit stop, and if we know anything about early pit stops, is that they could play out big time towards the end of this race. Mike Hawk is not having the best of debut races out here, but he's keeping this one alive. Oh no! Off the track, 2 wheels, 4 wheels off, hits the wall! Oh, he's trying to survive there! The Audi's such an animal! Under the control of Mike. Hawk there is going to continue through as he goes through turn 9. Drifting the car once more. That's the tires gone. Whoa! 4 wheels off the track! What is going on with him? Hard in the wall! Your race leader is going to pass by him. And Mike is having the worst of races out here, and he's already lapped. What, 3 laps into this race? That's one of the quickest I've seen anyone get lapped out here. And he is having a lot of trouble out here. Local yellows are going to be waved for the drivers. As Mike continues to have trouble with that car, needs to make a pit stop early on. He passed the pit entry. And oh, more trouble. What is going on with Mike out here? Mike takes it to the pits. Audi Quattro Group B. He was rallying here at Sonoma. I really don't know what's going on with him. Tom in our paddock is just saying Mike just flew, and not even Van Dorn. Wow, what has gone on in that car? Meanwhile, oh, trouble! Danny's off. Danny loses the position to Tesh, and Tesh is up to 4th. All the tires are going off. I didn't think. Let's keep those comms clean. Apologies for the language there. There we see Adam now catching up to his fellow Nissan. And Danny Nasir now 2 positions down for championship leader. He finished P3 last time with no Van Dorn in sight. This allows Danny Nasir to move up positions in this championship. Meanwhile, this is our closest battle we have on track here. Adam now against Danny Nasir, 2 Canadians. Riding on board with Adam as they go through turn 8, now through turn 9. 20 minutes, just about 21 minutes, 33 seconds and counting to go left in this race. I did see a flash yellow flag, so I'm not too sure if that was for Andrew or Mike there, but it was towards the rear end of the field, through to the hairpin. What a dive! Oh, and contact is made!
You're better driving than that. Come on.
And Adam is going to have to let through Danny Nasir, and that was a dive bomb and a half, I will say. Definitely going to get a warning from that. Really trying to hustle. That's the desperation. There's only 20 minutes left to go in this race. When normally would be, what, 50 minutes to go? The drivers don't have much time with the updated time change. Meanwhile, let's go back up to the front here. Andy is now trying to close up this gap to himself and his teammates in P2 and P1 as he's trying to extend this championship, trying to pull a Lightning McQueen and become the first rookie in CMRSC to win a championship in his first season. We're going to find out. I mean, Andy is just blowing everybody away at how quick he's driving. Meanwhile, we see P2 coming into the pits, going for his tire change. So, Andy's going to take that position. Of course, Andy does need to make a mandatory pit stop as well. Couple pit stops already done and dusted. We look back at the rear end of the field. Ooh, Mike, once again. I don't know if at this point he's hitting that e-brake on purpose. We're watching him for the moment here. Is that how he's able to turn this car? Losing out, drifting wide. I don't know what's going on if he has trouble with him. But that is one way to go around this race course. Did I see him go off the track there for another moment there? Yes, he has. So, Hawk, clearly not his head. It's just not in the game out here. And he is going to be desperately trying to, at most, finish this race. Meanwhile, Adam and Danny both close up with each other as they go through the downhill left-hander. Trying to catch up in the slipstream. Battle for P5, 1.1 the diff. They both go through turn 7. Looking pretty clean so far. As they'll accelerate out through turn 9. Mad Mike. Is that going to be his nickname out here? Mad Mike. That's rooting to run. Trouble for him. Looks like he's off the track. Oh, who is that? In the background there, that's Andy Reese. Andy's going to want him to get out the way as soon as possible. But remember, blue flags don't apply here. They have the option to let him go, but the blue flag rule means these drivers are going to have to fight for these positions, not necessarily just get it handed to them on a silver platter. This is American-style blue flags, so they're in that yellow stripe blue flags. As we see an overtake being made, Tej has lost his position to Wild Zach, who's got that move done, and he's now up into third. 22 seconds just off of P2, which P2 still needs to pit. Meanwhile, Andy continues in P2, and Adam now is on the hunt for P5. 17 minutes to go here in this one. Going through T7 again. A little bit of oversteer there on the rear end, just kicking out on him. Through the lefts and right-handers of Sonoma. The drivers are going to have an easier time next time around as more yellows have come out for Mike as he's lost it on through the hairpin section. Gets it back going, looks to be good. For the time being, of course. He's 2 laps down. And it's our battle now that we watch here for P5. It's Adam against Danny. Who is going to be the winner out of this battle? Remember, Danny was taken out by Adam early on, about 5 laps ago. So we're going to find out now this time around, can Adam do it without contact? Can he get the over-under? No, he cannot, but he might be able to get him around the outside. That'll turn to the inside. He stays around the outside here as they go now to the long left-hander going downhill. Don't want to put the power down too early for the car to lose the rear end, but don't want to put it too late where you're going to be losing time as we get onto the straight. And if you guys watching the stream, thank you so much for tuning in. They do have an Audi up the road. Would that be Tej? No, it is not. Yes, it is. It actually is Tej. So, Danny, Nasir, and Adam are now catching up to P4 as these two guys continue to chase on. Oh, a lot of curb there for Danny. And Adam off the track. Into the hairpin section once more, another dive! Down the inside! This time it looks a lot cleaner! Danny Nasir onto the outside! Side by side to the line! This one's gonna be very feisty as they go into one! Adam climbing up the hill, he sees Danny defending the inside, but Adam trying to get the move around the outside. They go side by side once more! Adam going up the hill once more! What a fight this is between these two, halfway through this race now. And Adam now, as he tries to fight for P5, he sees P4 in sight. I know he wants to get the jump on Danny so we can start fighting for that 4th position. Oh, but Adam, trouble! Loses it, goes into the escape road, almost hits the wall! Get back on the track there, Adam! Left-hander has to go down the hill very slowly. A little bit shaken up, he's just lost out so much time. Gets back on it. Slowly on the throttle. He knows those tires are now dirty. But unfortunately, Adam now, with all the pressure he is given on to Danny Nasir, I think he's going to be one to pit this lap. Meanwhile, Danny, the other Nissan, just drives off the track for a moment there. Oh, and there we see Tej into the pits. He wants none of this fight. So he's going to say, I'm going to come into the pits now. That's a very smart strategy there. Get into the pits now. Don't worry about battling to lose some time. Now, that's a strategy even I would pull off. Mike also in the pits as well. Looks like he has made his pit stop. Of course, he had to get towed to the pits multiple times in this race. So now he has made an official pit stop in this one. So it's Tej in the pits, over 25 seconds now. He puts it into gear. Rup Narayan nowhere to be seen. There you see the leaders going by Tej, and he's back out on track. So we're still waiting for the legs.
Stop and go again.
Just the tire change pit stop.
Yeah, but I couldn't stop and go when he got out of the pit.
Alright, I'll check that. Should be clear.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, Adam in the pits there. And Adam's out! Adam is out of this race! He was P6! And another race that he's retired out of it! He chased down Danny Nasir, but Danny had his number this day. And unfortunately, that leaves the second retirement of this race. Adam is out of the Sears Point Grand Prix. That's very unfortunate there for him. Very, very unfortunate. So 3 positions there for Rup Narayan, Klaus, and we also have Mike, who's also going to gain a position there. He's going to go up into 8th. Maybe you could possibly hear a word from him through the paddock. And I believe, yeah, Adam is just a bit frustrated there as we got him in the paddock now. Not happy with the car. Meanwhile, though, we look back on track, and Klaus, he was lapped by Danny Nasir. We're just getting under 10 minutes left to go, but meanwhile, our championship leader has entered the pits. It all comes down to this, 34 seconds now. We see here as... Well, Zach, now, are we going to see the undercut or the overcut? And Mike has got a drive-through for cutting the track. Not too surprised about that, but Adam, as he retires out, Andy is now out onto the track, and we also have Moranti, who has retired. If you're just joining us now, meanwhile, Zach is coming on to the front straight, and there we see him. Your battle for P2 can now commence as both drivers have made their pit stops. 1.1 the difference, and Andy holds on to the lead, and he stays in P2. But Krogsgaard is in P1, 54 seconds. He enters the pits, though. He's clear. If he keeps this one going, he could very well get his first race win in his second start. But there we go, 2.2 seconds. And 2.5, he's gonna start to close up this gap very deep! Oh no! Don't clip the barrier there, he doesn't! But so deep, in fact, he's gonna lose so much time now. Meanwhile, Tej and Danny racing each other hard. There we go, losing out positions to one another. They continue to fight, and Danny up to 4th. I mean, this championship could still go down. Like, if Andy does finish in P3 and Danny 4th, that's going to be a very interesting fight there, as Danny is going to be closed up in the points just a little bit more. Of course, not enough. Ooh, as Andy, oh, he makes a bit of a wiggle there into 1. There you see how much he continues to push his Audi. Trying to keep this one alive. Meanwhile, we see another pit stop. For Waldzak, I have not seen a 2-stopper. Interesting, Danny Nasir is very far from this battle. But Waldzak has decided to go for a 2-stop, hitting early on in this race. Who's behind him? I think that is Mike, who was taking his drive-through? Not too sure if he did, but Hawk has decided to come into the pits, and his car continues to slide. That's going to be pressure issues. That's too much pressure. Tire pressure in the car. No grip at all. I mean, you're experimenting with the tires. I mean, when you get onto the grid, that's a big no-no. Do not touch the setup when you're on the grid. That's probably what he was tinkering with, is my best guess anyways. But they continue on. There you see Danny and Tej start to close up. And Roop Narayan has been given a drive-through penalty for cutting the track. Our second penalty of the day. Danny goes wide. Danny goes very wide. He's going to lose the position to Tej. Don't get on the throttle too early there, Danny. Loses out. Tej up into 4th. Desperation as we get down to it. Just under 8 minutes to go. And who is that in the background? Can't tell who it is. That is your race leader. 22 seconds up from the leaders of Andy Rees. But interestingly, Krogsgaard, what a dominant performance from him. Danny Nasir now 5.8 seconds just off. Blue flags there. And, going into the pits again. Andrew has taken his drive-through, so he's back on track. He's all clear. Last week, yeah, Road America was so tough on some of these drivers. When it came down to it, with penalties. Almost everybody got a penalty except for Andy. We see Tej going a little bit deep. He does allow Krogsgaard to go through, but Danny Nasir is going to gain some time. Mike is also going to take his drive-through. So, no more drive-throughs here, hopefully, for any of these drivers. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Here for the ending of this one. What an event this has turned out to be, as we see Danny just going a little bit deep there. Not wanting to make another mistake, but take a look at the gap now, 2.5. He is gaining, and Mike has got another drive-through for cutting the track. Didn't Mike just take the track? He's back in the pits again. Did Mike just accumulate 5 cut tracks in the span of half a lap? That definitely might be looked through, and he's finally had enough with the car. He's retired out. I'm not too sure, but I don't know if that might have been the quickest we've ever seen a drive-through been given out. Clearly, that's just lack of practice there in the car. It needs to put in a lot more practice, and hopefully we'll see him strong there for Mosport next week out. But today is just not his day. As we see Klaus going wide there to let Waldzak go through. And we look at the gaps here. Danny Nasir has lost a bit of time. 1 minute 40 that lap time. He's down 13 seconds as we enter 5 minutes to go. Here in this one. Krogsgaard with a massive lead up in the first. Andy in P2. Racing this one hard to the checkered flag. He's going to extend his championship lead. And with 2 races in, can we already be looking at our 4th different driver here for Race of Champions for the playoffs at the end of the year? But he looks good. P3. Oh, P3 in the wall! P3 in the wall! Walczak! What has happened? Where's P4? There you see him. He's actually coming around the final corner. Walczak. Making a mistake, getting some front arrow damage. That's a hard hit. 4 minutes to go. Is that going to affect him in the long run? I mean, we are close to the checkered flag. The gap has been put down to 20 seconds, and I mean, I think Tej is going to need a miracle to get up into a podium. Danny Nasir 12 seconds back from Tej as well. And there we see Danny trying to, increase or decrease that gap, I will say, but Danny, as he caught up to Andy, went deep. Danny continues on. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this one. Another chaotic one as we get to the checkered flag. What a championship this is really turning out to be for the rookie here of Andy Rees, who's now in P2. Danny Nasir's championship rival is going to finish down to 5th. But interestingly, Danny Nasir has the 2 Audis to use for the remainders of this championship. And we're going to find out, like, is the game of chess worth it? Using your slower cars at the beginning of this championship and then using the faster stuff towards the end of it. In the braking zone as it goes to the hairpin. The gap down to 9.2 with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. Is it enough? 36 for Tej. Danny Nasir across the line is going to go for a 33. 3 seconds faster that lap. It continues on. We're going to find out, is this going to play out to the very end? Meanwhile, we're just 2 minutes to go. We're going to have also 1 extra lap. Oh, Walczak. Deep, very deep there. Doesn't want to lose out. I mean, Tej is very, very far away. But you don't want to make a mistake. As the drivers are now completing about 20 laps of this one. Gonna find out here as there we see Krogsgaard coming around turn 12, coming across to start his 20th lap of this one. That was a 126.104. There we see Andy there in the back. 22 seconds just off of the race leader, but he's going to be happy that his team is doing very well. Ooh. Very deep. Around the final corner. Walczak P3, 50 seconds off of P2. 24.4. And that's actually the fastest lap there for Andy. So he's having some fun out here. Under a minute. And we still got 1 more lap to go. Danny Nasir, yellow flags. And the gap that was down under 9 seconds has gone up to 13. He crosses over the line. He is now in survival mode, limping this one back home. 3 retirements in this race. We started off with Dylan Moranti, who unfortunately just did not have the best of starts to this one and lost at the back end multiple times. That was his race done. Adam was the second retirement, I believe. Once again, just more trouble for him as he chased down Danny Nasir. What a battle those two had. Fortunately, could not battle with Danny. Lost himself going wide, hit the barrier. Too much damage on the car. He was out. And then we also had Mike, who just could not keep the car under his belt. But I believe we are on the final lap. Just about should be. Oh, Klaus going deep. Just avoiding the wall, but what a run from this man here in his second start. Mads has dominated this race. You know, when you think of CMRSC and who dominates races, you think of your Luca Andrettas, you think of your Justin Sears, you think of your Gabrielle. But we might have to add another name to that list in the form of Mads Krodsgaard. And what a performance he has pushed out here today. He's kept this car very clean. I mean, the only incident he had was during the formation lap, spinning the rear end. Luckily, he was allowed to keep his position. But Mads, Tej is off! Trouble for Tej! Oh, he's out of this race! Tej is out! Tej is out of this race! He's in the pit lane! What has happened to Tej? Did he run out of fuel? I'm not too sure. But meanwhile, as Mads comes around the final corner, goes around 12, he's going to celebrate, waving the Audi left and right. He is going to win it here at Sears Point and take the checkered flag in his second start. What a race for Mads. Andy now championship leader. As he comes around the final corner, he is going to extend his championship lead. As he comes across the line, Andy in his second race is going to finish P2. While Zach, very, very long way to completing this race. But interestingly, did we see Tej on track? Tej has actually got right back on track. Now that is smart. Thank God he did not retire, or else he would have lost so much crucial points out here. He still needs to complete this one. Meanwhile, Danny Nasir is going to finish P4. 2 spots under Andy Rees. Andy's going to gain 18 points. Danny is going to finish with 14 points at the end of this one. The gap should be about 8-ish points now. So going to be very interesting. Roop Narayan slides across the line in P7. He's going to be all right with that result. Going to take some points at the end of the day for him. While Zach, though, our last driver across the line, he is going to finish in P3, finishing this race off. That is your top 3. Tej is going to get around here, and he is going to finish in P5. Oh, just about hitting the wall in the rear end. Klaus already finished in his race. Tej is going to finish 5th. That's a race in the books. All right, great race, everyone. Congratulations to your top 3. Want to get a word with our top 3 drivers here. Mads, I want to get a word with you here first. Do we have you on a mic?
Yeah.
Mads, that was a great race for you. What a dominant performance there. Take us through it. How was that one?
Well, I was incredibly nervous at the start when I started spinning out on the formation lap.
That might have been your only incident you had on track.
Yeah, exactly. So I knew Andy had a very strong pace, so I was trying to get him at the start. And then I saw him spin out, and I was like, okay, need to take advantage of this. I built a big gap. But from there on, it was just finding a rhythm and going to the end. So.
Indeed. That was a dominant performance from you there. You take some valuable points out here in this championship. Congratulations on the race win.
Thank you.
Andy, you're the man in P2. Let's get a word with you here. Do we have you?
Yep, we do.
Andy, what a great race from you as well. You finish in 2nd position. A little bit of a fight with your teammate in 3rd place, especially when it came through to the pit stop phases, but you managed to come out on top. How was that one?
Well, very fun, very, well, obviously qualifying, you could already start to see, you know, how the race would probably turn out, and then, you know, turn 1 happened, and I, you know, had an impact with the wall, and several other drivers had to reverse out, but yeah, I was able to just weave my way through the race, and yeah, this GTO and GTP class just honestly very fun, and I like the different characteristics.
Indeed. I mean, Mosport next week out is going to show a lot of a different story. It's a very quick circuit. You've just gone through a very tricky Sonoma. Looking at the last 2 rounds, you're the championship leader. What's in your mind as you go into these last 2 rounds here?
Well, obviously I have my teammates to go with me, so I mean, I'm not too bummed if I'm not able to finish on top, you know. But yeah, looking forward to Sonoma. You know, me and Mads has almost been so burned out of practicing Sonoma that we've already driven Mosport. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. That will be a GTP for us for the rest of this series as well. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it indeed. Can you be the first rookie to get a championship in his first ever go? Have never seen it before. Good luck on it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And then we have our driver in 3rd position here. Well, Zach, am I pronouncing that right?
It's Bartosz Wilczak.
Wilczak. Okay. Wilczak,
Yeah,
that was a great performance from you there. Of course, you had your amazing battle with Andy as we went through the pit stop phases. You finished in 3rd position. Take us through. How was that race?
I missed qualifying because I'm not good with time zones. So after starting last, I realized I took too little fuel, so I needed to go. I went 2 stops at the end, had 2 pit stops. 1 big mess up straight into the wall, but overall it was a fun race. I can lie. Battling was pretty amazing.
Fun race indeed, and it was very awesome to have you. You were just about getting into the end just before we got onto the grid, but you managed to score a fantastic 3rd position as we get into the final 2 rounds. I wish you best of luck in this championship. Yeah, that's going to do it. The next round's practice server is going to come up in a couple of minutes. I want to thank everyone for hopping in through and showing your support. As we have 2 more rounds to go in this championship. Then we are going to be taking a week break, and then we're going to come back with our 4th edition of the Indy 500 Virtual. So can't wait to see you guys there. And then we have, of course, our next championship coming up soon to be announced. But thank you, everyone, for coming through for another good round here. Great turnout as well. And yep, 2 rounds to go. Let's finish off solid. I'm gonna step aside from the voice chat. You guys are free to go if you guys have other plans there. If you want to chat amongst yourselves, you can do so. But thank you for tuning in. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. And that is going to do it here for today's event. What a race it was. But there you have your results. Mads P1, Andy P2, Bart's in 3rd, Tej in 4th, I think. Is he going to keep that 4th position, or was that pit stop going to reverse that order? We're going to find out. That's going to be, of course, checked out after this one. Ruben Ryan, there you see him up the order, as well as Danny Nasir. Then it was Klaus. Your 3 retirements. Anna, Adam, Mike Ock, and Dylan Morenti. That is going to do it here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was the IMSA Vintage Championship. That was round 2 at Sonoma, California, USA. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And we will see you next week out for the Canadian race we have up here, Bowmanville, Ontario. It is the Molson Canadian Endurance Special at Mosport. Can't wait to see you guys there. Tune in. It's a very fast circuit. A lot of the drivers are going to be very stoked for that one. Hopefully, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.